Hi everyone and welcome to another marvelous video. We're all familiar with the Old Man Logan story arc, which showcased a reality of Earth 807128. The reality was destroyed by an incursion, following which God Emperor Doom scavenged the parts of it and created the Battle World domain of the Wastelands. After his fall, Mr. Fantastic recreated the reality of Earth 21923 from the parts of other destroyed realities. The events of this reality were altered from that of Earth 807128. Several events were the same. For example, on Earth 21923, Wolverine was also tricked by Mysterio into killing all the X-Men. With all that said, let us dive into today's video, where we will be discussing what happened to Wolverine's oldest rival in his old age, and we're talking about Victor Creed, aka Sabretooth. Hailing from the alternate reality of Earth 21923, Old Man Sabretooth was first shown in flashbacks in Old Man Logan Volume 2, Issue 11. Released in September 2016, later Old Man Sabretooth was showcased in Weapon X Volume 3, Issue 16, and the Dead Man Logan series. So without any further delay, let us begin. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. What old age does to Sabretooth. The Sabretooth of Earth 21923, also known as Old Man Sabretooth, was teased in Old Man Logan Volume 2, Issue 11, where Old Man Logan faced the Silent Order. When the Logan from Earth 21923 arrived on Earth 616, he started killing individuals who, in his reality, led to the demise of his world. His crusade led him to find Lady Deathstrike, who was restrained and used as bait by the Silent Order. After a brief flashback of Sabretooth in the issue, his story was later revealed by Old Logan to the Sabretooth of Earth 616 in Weapon X Volume 3, Issue 16. Weapon X Volume 3 revolved around William Stryker reviving the Weapon X program in his new set of Batch E unit cyborgs with enhanced abilities of previous Weapon X subjects. Old Logan teamed up with Lady Deathstrike, Domino, Sabretooth, and Warpath to stop William Stryker from continuing his experimentation. Guided by Dr. Alba, the program was then working on creating a Wolverine-Hulk hybrid, and they were successful in transforming Clayton Cortez into Hulkverine. By issue 16, the danger was averted and William Stryker and Dr. Alba were defeated. As the team left, Sabretooth attacked Old Man Logan, stating how they fought on his birthday every year. During the fight, Logan revealed what happened to Sabretooth from his reality. On Earth 21923, Sabretooth had vanished after the uprising of the villains. He had missed several birthdays in which he usually fought Logan. Old Man Logan believed his arch-nemesis to be dead until he picked up his scent one day. He soon found Sabretooth degenerated and feral, trying to eat civilians. Old Man Sabretooth had become a mindless brute, and before Logan could stop him, he impaled an innocent man and killed him. The two began fighting, and since Sabretooth had lost all his humanity, Logan had no reason to hold back. He decapitated him and cut him into innumerable pieces and buried them in different locations so that he could never regenerate. What happened to him during the uprising of the villains was not shown, but somehow he had completely lost his ability to think and survived on primal instincts to hunt and eat. What really happened to Sabretooth after Old Man Logan's story is he dead. Following the Old Man Logan story arc, Sabretooth could be seen as a mindless beast, hunting down people for food. The aftermath of the villains decimating the heroes and taking over the world led to a bizarre world run only by the Fist. However, how it affected Sabretooth was not explained, but he was not in alliance with any of the villains. After being sliced into pieces by Old Man Logan, the parts of his body were scattered into different places to inhibit his regeneration. However, it was not the end of Old Man Sabretooth, as he reappeared in Ed Brisson's Dead Man Logan Issue 7. The series follows after Old Man Logan arrived on Earth 616 from his brutal encounter against Maestro. He was found and rescued by Forge, Jubilee, Cecilia, and Glob, and they took his severely wounded body to the X-Mansion. Logan got back his senses after 11 days and learned that his healing factor was fighting hard to resist the Regenix, which he had taken to fight Maestro and also stop his adamantium poisoning. Logan's body was soon about to give up, and he had only 12 months to live. Before his death, Logan wanted to tie the loose of Earth 616. His target was to find and kill Mysterio, who in reality had made him decimate his friends and team members. When Logan finally found Mysterio in Times Square, there were villains surrounding him. Logan took Regenix once more and began fighting them. However, it was yet another illusion cast by Mysterio, and Logan was in fact fighting the Avengers. Interestingly, Mysterio switched sides after knowing how Red Skull betrayed and killed him in Old Old Man Logan's reality. Mysterio fought along Logan, Forge, Glob, Jubilee, and Cecilia until his taunts at Logan went too far and the latter killed him. Every time Logan used Regenix, his remaining lifetime was halved and he then only had 6 months to live. Old Man Logan decided to return back to his reality so that he could die and be buried beside his family. Using his Maestro's time-traveling machine, Logan returned to his reality, only to find that after the death of Red Skull and the Hulk gang, situations worsened. He first encountered Joe Manfredi and his henchmen, and after defeating them, he took their truck and left for Sacramento. Soon we got to see Sabretooth following Old Man Logan's trails. Logan had to pass through the lair of the Creel gang, whom he fought and defeated. At Nashville, he fought the Phantom Riders, and when he arrived at Kaiser, his truck was destroyed by a mine. When Logan got his senses back, he found himself restrained by the Ozarks cannibals who planned on consuming his body for eternity. Every day they would devour a part of Logan, and it continued for weeks and months until Danny Cage and Bruce Jr. arrived and saved him. Danny was upset with Logan as he vanished for 7 years unannounced, leaving Bruce Jr. with Danny. After the death of Red Skull and the Hulk gang, there was a power void created that every villain tried taking over. When they learned about the existence of Bruce Jr., they tried capturing him to mold him and make him their weapon. Some tried killing Bruce Jr. so that the world does not have to witness the wrath of a Hulk once again. Logan explained how he had been transported to the past of an alternate reality and also that he was about to die in 6 months. Meanwhile, Bruce Jr. wandered off and was found by the Tranquility Temple who wanted to kill him. They were equipped with a giant robot called the Hulk Killer, which was not only powerful, but it could also inject nanites into the Hulk's body to hinder his healing abilities. Bruce Jr. was severely injured and Logan fought viciously and stopped and destroyed the Hulk Killer. The trio next went to Forge's base at Badlands for medical attention for Bruce Jr. Meanwhile, Sabretooth and his army of clones kept following trails of Logan. He met the members of the Tranquility Temple and realized that they had confronted Logan. At Forge's base, Forge and his wife gave them a warm welcome and also managed to restore Bruce Jr. back to his health. As Logan and Forge had a chat, he showed him the chamber where he had kept Speedball, who upon colliding could cause a massive nuclear explosion. It was a chamber that could switch to an anti-gravity mode once it sensed Speedball going unstable. No gravity ensured no chance of him bouncing or colliding. However, their peace was short-lived and soon Sabretooth and his army of clones arrived at Forge's base. The clones were not that strong, but their sheer number was overwhelming for everyone. It was evident that Sabretooth's revival and clones were the work of Weapon X. As Logan, Forge, and the rest fought the clones, the real Sabretooth kidnapped Bruce Jr. and escaped on a truck. They used high doses of tranquilizers to keep Bruce Jr. sedated and strapped. He used vibranium restraints. Even if that did not help, 3 of his clones stood aiming their nullifiers at the Bruce Jr. Sabretooth was working for Mr. Sinister, who was the one who initiated the Weapon X program, revived Sabretooth, and made the clones. Mr. Sinister was then looking for Bruce Jr. so that he could make the ultimate weapon combining Sabretooth and Hulk's DNA. Old Man Logan and Dane left to fight at Badlands and began pursuing Sabretooth. The fight and destruction led to Speedball's chamber being shut as he slowly made his way out. He saw Forge and his wife fighting the clone with the last of their efforts. Soon, Forge signaled him and Speedball jumped off the cliff to the ground, causing a massive nuclear explosion that wiped out the base along with everyone. Tracking Sabretooth, Logan and Dane arrived at Hammer Falls, a place where Mjolnir had landed and had been sitting for years after the death of Thor. They found a Weapon X facility and stormed their way in to rescue Bruce Jr. The duo found a room where Bruce Jr. was kept sedated, guarded by Sabretooth and a few of his clones. Sabretooth threatened Logan to keep his claws sheathed or else he would pump an excess amount of gamma radiation into Bruce Jr. and make him explode. Soon their leader, Mr. Sinister, arrived and elaborated his plans of weaponizing Bruce Jr. and dominating the world. He stated that the entire blueprint of plans that made the heroes fall during the uprising of the villains was provided to Red Skull by him, who later took all the credit and deprived him. Mr. Sinister ordered his minions to take Logan into custody and kill Dane, but before all that could happen, Logan made a quick move and destroyed the restraint holding Bruce Jr. With Bruce Jr. freed, the 3 overpowered Sabretooth and his clones and managed to escape. They managed to flee the facility on a truck, but were soon taken down after traveling some distance. The 3 of them were surrounded by Sabretooth and his clones near the spot where Mjolnir had landed. Before they could do much, Dane was shot and she fell on Mjolnir. However, her fall made Mjolnir move, which implied that she was worthy. She got the hold of it and transformed into Lady Thor. The tables turned and they had the upper hand in a fight. While Dane fought the clones, Logan and Sabretooth faced each other for the final time. Logan also injected himself with the last vial of Regenix and fought Sabretooth viciously. Using every bit of energy left in his body, Logan pierced his claws claws into Sabretooth's body and tore him into pieces once again, while Bruce Jr. and Lady Thor decimated every last clone of his. In the end, Mr. Sinister arrived, but before he could do much, Lady Thor smashed his head using Mjolnir. Following the fight, Logan was in a bad shape as the Regenix was no longer able to accelerate his healing abilities. They took him to Sacramento, where he sat beside the grave of his family, looking at their picture and shedding a few tears. The once indestructible and unkillable Wolverine died, following which Dane buried him beside his family. Marvelous verdict. So we have finally come to the end of our video, and we hope you've liked our content. The Old Man Logan story arc was indeed a very deep take on the character, and it also gave us other characters like Hawkeye, Hulk, etc. at their old age. With Sabretooth, the story was also finally woven. A character who survived to surpass Logan met his end at the hands of his arch-nemesis, and that would have been the best possible end of the character. Weapon X was introduced in reality, and Mr. Sinister stitched Sabretooth back into one piece. However, he did have a metal arm, signifying that all of Sabretooth's body parts could not be stitched together or found. Feel free to add your comments and stay tuned for the next Marvelous video.